So Jerry, happy Easter. I just realized I wanted to make a live, but I just realized that you can't really go live with any software inside the group anymore, showing the sharing screens. Okay, so that's what I did. I just didn't share any screens. I'll use this and I make this a recording. And I wanted to do it here because what we're going to talk about today is actually pretty interesting. I always have this, a lot of women don't mind to track food and don't mind to, post pictures, but they can never know exactly whether or not they're doing an accurate assessment of what they're eating, right? I'm going to show you how to use AI, in this case, ChatGPT, which is always evolving and improving. How can you track your food in about 5 minutes? 5 minutes, I would say, on total on the day, but I would say probably less than a minute per meal. And the good part is that because, of course, many people would say, but I don't want to track it every day. Well, you're not going to have to track it every day. Most people eat the same things throughout the weeks, same breakfast, same lunch, same dinner. And if you don't eat that, you should start eating that way. You're not going to change, especially if you're in the house, you're not going to change your meals structure or everything like every single time. You shouldn't, right? You should have the same kind of either a sour or a sweet breakfast. You should have same thing for lunch, and in the dinner, yeah, maybe dinner you get out sometimes, or maybe dinner in the evening you change every single day. But the less you change, the best it is for accuracy. Therefore, you're just basically gonna, post one thing one time inside a group, or yeah, in this case, do it inside a group because obviously it helps us with the engagement. I can also tell you what I think, like I'm gonna do in a second. Um, but specifically, like you do that because this way you're able to learn, the thing. Let's say that you have to, we kind of like um in fact, let's actually pretend. I'm going to teach you from scratch this thing. Let's say that you are a woman that needs to, lose weight. And as we know, like I've done it several times, you're going to go here and you're going to go to your TDE calculator, which is basically female. Say you are in the age of 40, say you are 85 kilos. You want to just say you want 160. And then we calculate your metabolism rate. If you exercise lightly, you're about 2000 calorie. If you want to lose weight quicker, I would say you just go for basal metabolism, 1400 calories, right? So we know that in the day you eat, let's say 3 times 1400 divided by 3, like each meal would have 400 something calorie, right? So what are you gonna start doing? Because don't think about carbs now and everything. Like what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna go and take up an example here. By the way, just this I did just made this post. You're gonna find it on the feature. Go ahead and have a look because we're gonna start posting almost daily something inside the group, and I'm gonna post it on different formats. Sometimes I'm gonna post it in, as some reels. Sometimes I'm gonna go live. Sometimes I'm gonna talk about it on a post, on an infographic. I want you to engage because I want to understand which one is more useful to you. Okay, so just go ahead and engage, especially if you're not a client. This is a good time to start. Also on the comment, go ahead and go to this poll and let's say when Massimo is gonna talk, which one is gonna be the best time for talking. It seems to be Tuesday, seems to win right now. Either Monday or Tuesday, I think is gonna be the winner. Go ahead and vote. And let's move on to this. So I did it with Lamis, and again, I'm going to make a few review. Okay, over here, everything seems to go good. Again, there is a lot of sauces in here. There is a lot, like I'm not sure, yogurt salad dressing. Okay, I mean that's good. You also, of course, need to check the calorie. That's the whole point. Not have a look at this Q&A as well. It was really interesting how a 19% lady with 90% fat, she couldn't break the weight plateau. But again, let's talk. Let's see. Also, let's look at this post. This was actually a pretty good post on how to lose even more weight from starting from the challenge. And let's use Claudia because she did pretty good work. So how you would kind of know, you post this, which seems to be really, really good. What you do here, you just take this, you go to ChatGPT, and in fact, you ask, Yes, calculate uh, calories and macros from this. So on total, these meals is about 13. I mean, again, if you want to like look at all the rest, but I would just look at the calories. So you know that you're doing pretty good, right? With this meal, it would be a meal that you're doing pretty good. And then going back to that meal, yeah, I gotta ask yourself, is this meal, because you know how people are healthy, unhealthy. I mean, is this meal fulfill me? I would say yes. I would say that this is really fulfilling, high volume, um, and low calorie dense. Um, So I would say you have to ask this yourself, like whenever you eat this, an hour after you're still hungry or not. Because if you're not, chances are it's a good meal to lose weight. Same thing with this, same thing. Like if you wanna do this correctly, you should put also the quantity. And again, this is quite important. Let's try with this with lamis. Um, Seems to be good, but let's say what it does here. Would not, yeah, I don't know about that. For me, it doesn't really matter. Subtotal. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, let's see how quick. See, you're kind of like 600 calorie out, right? I mean 600. We set for, and again, this is not to you, Lamis. You might have to eat more, whatever. But let's say that you were 1400. You could eat potentially this thing here, and then like you eat a little bit less on the meal after. But also, you have to think that, let's say that each time you're out about 300 calorie on each meal. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up during the day. It's gonna head up to during the day, during the weeks, during the months. This is why sometimes people go up and down with the weight. So it's quite important to go and see whatever you could take off. In this case, let's say that you wanted to take off something um, from this. I would probably think that the easiest way to do it is taking off those sauces that you said before. Let's say that tomatoes, or this one, right? Have This is just 100 calorie, but it's 100 calorie there, 100 calorie here. You just might well decide, the cottage cheese, which is 11-gram protein, for like you eat a little bit more. I mean, all of them, they're pretty low on fat, but I would go with the lowest on fat. Bresaola is also good. And again, those are just details, right? Like if you just prevalently do this for the most part, you'll be fine. Hopefully this help. Aside from this, again, try to come to Massimo's calls when we do have it, and then I'm gonna talk to you soon. Bye bye.